everyone, my name is Steph, this is the Novelty Corner and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm here to review some children's fiction children's fiction and non-fiction that was sent to me for review by Allen and Unwin this month, so thank you very much to the publisher for that. And yeah, this is part of that new series where I'm filming kind of a wrap-up here on Novelty Corner and then filming my individual wrap-ups for these books over on Kidlit Joy. I started it last month, it seems to be working. It's my way of being able to say thank you to the publisher for sending me, a decent chunk of books to read across the month. There is one book that I haven't got to yet, which I'll talk about at the end. It's not because I don't want to read it. I have not been well, so reading has been an interesting thing for me. All of these books I actually read right at the start of the month before I got sick. We're trying to truck along with everything and stay on track. So if we start with a picture book, I was sent Earthspeak. This is by Sean McCann and Jade Goodwin, and the tagline up here says, "If you look, listen, feel, you might just hear her heartbeat." This is a really gorgeous picture book. Again, it is a First Nations picture book, which are some of my absolute favorites to read and review and share with people, because I think the breadth of books that are available now to us that impart First Nations history, culture, and the importance of the land and the importance of the natural environment around us to Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples, particularly in Australia, but extrapolating to all First Nations groups around the world. I think having these books to help us connect and understand that in a deeper way is just one of the best things to come out of children's publishing in recent years. So the blurb on the back says, "Papa says we're going to a special place today. If we look, listen, feel, we might hear the earth speak. We might even feel her heartbeat. I wonder what that will sound like. Will the earth's heartbeat just like ours?" Now, there are some First Nations words in here, and I'm not at that stage where I'm going to butcher the language. But this book is told in a dual language. It is told in English as well as the Noongar language, which is just one of my most favorite things to see. I wish that I could get the nuance right with the First Nations languages. I'm trying. It is a gorgeous book of a family going back on country and connecting with the land. It is beautifully illustrated. I mean, from the end papers, which are just stunning, to these beautiful, bright, gorgeous illustrations as the family explore the land and spend time just enjoying being out in nature. It is parents sharing culture with their children, helping them connect to the land and their own cultural history. And it's just so joyous and beautiful, and I really, really loved exploring it. It's a great First Nations picture book. I'm so excited to add it to my collection, and I can't wait to take it into my classroom and share it. Particularly this term, we have an inquiry unit around sustainability. Now, our focus is more on recycling, reusing, etc. But having books like this to help us connect in a different way is really wonderful. Then there were two non-fiction books that were sent to me. These are kind of those books that straddle the later junior fiction, early middle fiction kind of biography book category. They are books in the Sporting Legends series by Kit Cross and Lee Hedstrom, which I have received a few of these from Allen and Unwin and reviewed them. So far there are 6 books out now in the series. The first one that I'll talk about is Liz Watson. So this is part of the Netball Legends sub-series, and it's the first netball book in here, and it follows Liz Watson's rise into becoming an Australian netball icon. They feature all the things that you would expect to find in a little biography for kids. There are stats, a bit of information about her growing up, how she came to play for the Diamonds, her successes, her milestones, the awards that she's won, how she has represented the sport for the country, and then little things like her favorite things, like favorite color and what she likes to do in her spare time and all of that. So it's really fun and engaging. And then in a similar vein, there is the first installment in the Footy Legends sub-series. So there's a football one, which is soccer, and this is footy, so this is AFL. This is Marcus Bontempelli. I don't know if I'm saying that right. I also don't follow the AFL. So this was really interesting to read and to find out Marcus's story and how, his history, how he came up in the sport, and also the impact he's had on the sport, because as I said, I don't follow it, so I don't know the players and which teams they're on and how they have impacted the sport in really positive ways. And from what I was reading in this, Marcus has had quite a significant impact on his team and has been quite a good role model. So it was a really interesting one to pick up and explore. and I've got 2 more non-fiction books to add to my collection. Then there was the next installment in Ando's Kung Fu Roo series. This is a middle fiction graphic novel. It is full color, it is pretty fun, and it is set in the same world as Smarty Pup and a few of his other series. These are all sort of ongoing serial kind of stories. This one is called Crouching Kanga, Hidden Hippo, and we are back with Kai, Charlie, and Harry, who are characters who all love Kung Fu and martial arts, and in the first book were involved in a bit of an accident, and it has given them the ability to transform into different animals, and they're also coming back up against their enemies, the Crocker Gang. This time the gang are all excited because one of their favorite sort of motorcycle performing groups, the Ninja Riders, are coming to their town. They're going to be performing at the fair. And they're so excited, they're ready to go. And the Crocker Gang are also going to be there because they're planning on stealing the gold bikes that the Ninja Riders ride in their performance. And so it's up to our little gang of junior superheroes to kind of save the day. It's a really fun series. It explores how different characters are adapting differently to their abilities and how they find it may be difficult to shift into their animal form or out of their animal form, and the struggles that come with, you know, kind of growing up. And it's, you know, delightful. I'm really enjoying sort of Smarty Pup and Kung Fu Roo as series because they're just fun, and I think they really hit the target audience interest levels. Alrighty, and then the last book, which I haven't read yet but was sent to me, so I'm going to mention it here because it hadn't arrived by the time I filmed my TBR video last month. So this will be going onto the TBR in June, and will also, I've already earmarked it for another video. It may not be in this wrap up, it might actually be sooner than that. And that is Ladies' Night by Amie Kaufman and Meagan Spooner. I don't know much about this one except that it is a young adult, maybe historical fantasy-ish, I'm assuming. What does it say? So one of our main characters is Gwen. She's a blacksmith. It is sapphic. She's attracted to girls and she wants to be a knight. And then there's Lady Isabel, and she's going to marry the knight who wins the tournament of dragon slayers. So I think we all know where this is headed. That will be fun to read, and a good one to read in June for Pride Month. Thank you again to Alan and Unwin for the review copies. I'm always so grateful when I do receive these books, and I always get really excited to share them with people. In the comments below, I'd love to know if you read any of these. Are you planning on picking any of them up? Or do you have recommendations for similar books? Feel free to leave them down below. If you just want to let me know that you're here but you don't want to leave a comment, leave your favorite animal emoji down below. Like, if you could turn into any animal, what animal would you turn into? Maybe choose that animal. Otherwise, I hope that wherever you are in the world, you're staying safe and healthy, and I will see you in my next video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye everyone.